Okay, it is Wednesday, March 13th, 2024, and from the home studio in Middletown, Delaware, Marshal Manlove from Delaware Sports and My Sports Reports, this being a special interview edition of our show. And shortly, I'm going to introduce to you some wrestling state champions from Sussex Tech High School in Georgetown and their head coach, Scott Layfield, and talk about their season. They had a very successful season. But first, before I get to them, please indulge me because this is brought to you by me, Marshal Manlove, stage hypnotist. If you would like a funny, fascinating, and memorable experience for a party or an event that you're having, please consider my stage hypnosis show. Details about which you can find at marshallmanlove.com. Also, special thanks go out to Aspire Wellness in Newark, Delaware. They have a cold plunge therapy pod, good for athletes. That's why they're helping support the show. They have a bunch of other service options there also. Find out all about that at aspirewellnessnow.com. And now, hopefully, when I press this next button, my guests will appear. There he is. There's Scott Layfield, head coach of the Sussex Tech Ravens wrestling team. Coach, thanks for stopping by, making arrangements to have some of your state champions join us here today.
Thank you, Marshall.
So, first of all, about you, Scott, how long have you been coaching the Ravens?
I've been the head coach since 2000. I've been here since 1994. This is my 28th or 24th year as a head coach.
And over the years, how many state champions have you pushed through?
This makes our seventh. Dustin, our seventh state champion.
Awesome. Awesome. And we're going to meet Dustin along with the other three state champions from the girls' side. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about girls wrestling and its growth here and how you've seen it come from like an idea in your early years, perhaps, to its total fruition when now we just had our first ever girls' state championship here.
Yeah, it's grown. The girls in the past only had guys to wrestle. And then in the past 3 or 4 years, they've grown the girls wrestling. Logan came in her freshman year. She had to wrestle the boys. Then her sophomore year, they introduced girls. There was a lot more girls throughout the state. And the push has been through the last 3 years to grow the sport. Logan and Vanessa Polanco was the 2 girls we had last year. This year expanded. We had 6 girls. And the big push by Vic Leonard was to get, so many schools with at least 3 girls that were certified to wrestle to give us certification, I guess, throughout the country. So I believe we achieved that. And, this year, so we had 6, and the push next year they'll get more girls out for the team.
Yeah, I think it's a really good thing for a couple of reasons. I remember early on when I was covering local sports, I'm going to be just quite honest with you here. It was a little awkward to watch a guy and a girl wrestling, right? Because it was new at the time, right? And we get a little bit set in our ways and we have our biases and all that kind of stuff. And, it was just awkward to me. But the other issue ended up being, though, one of the cons of Title IX is that some universities were forced to cut programs because of the way it's kind of laid out. And for example, the University of Delaware had to cut their wrestling program where it's only a club sport now. And in part, that could be Title IX could have been a contributing factor to that. So I think it's good for wrestling overall to expand the options for everybody to compete. Does that sound like a fair assessment to you?
Yeah. I mean, even our girls in practice, I mean, we emphasize to bring wrestling partners with each other, but majority of the time the girls practice with the guys. And Logan Flood, like I said, her freshman year, she was on the varsity wrestling strictly guys. And then in the past 3 years, she's had, multiple girls tournaments. And she actually has got a scholarship to go to Mount Olive in North Carolina to wrestle next year. So she's
awesome.
Went to college to wrestle. which is an awesome feat for her.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't realize that. I'll have to make an announcement of that. Congratulations. Well, I'll congratulate her here
Yeah,
in person in just a moment.
yeah.
So this year, knowing that there was going to be this girls' state championship, how many times, if at all, did your girls wrestle guys throughout the year?
Well, they weighed in for every varsity match, and if there was girls to wrestle, they wrestled girls. But there was times there they wrestled guys.
Okay.
Vanessa was our starting on the varsity team, our 13-pounder for majority of the season. And Logan Flooded filled in a couple of times for the varsity matches, but we tried to pair the girls up with girls just to give them the experience. But at times, if they wanted matches, they wrestled guys.
So have all the coaches been pretty cooperative as far as that's concerned?
Yeah, I mean, there's the teams that have girls. Some schools don't have girls, but the schools that we do, we try to match up the girls. Just to feature them, to give them the opportunity. 'Cause they practice just like the guys. So but there was multiple girls tournaments this year. We had probably five tournaments just strictly for girls. So there was plenty of opportunities to get our girls matches, which we did.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so let's meet your state champions here from this year. We'll start right to your right, and we'll meet Dustin Elliott. Say hello. Dustin, how old are you? What grade are you in?
I'm 17. I'm a junior.
And congratulations on your state championship.
Thank you.
And what weight class were you, Dustin?
It was 144.
And you had a real big year, man. Congratulations to you. You were a 2 seed going in, record 45-3 overall at the end. In the state championship, I'm just looking at the bracket. That's how I know. Pinned your way into the finals, end up wrestling the number 1 seed. So talk about your tournament and from your perspective, how that went for you. We
So I
know it
went
went
in.
well, but just talk about how it went as we were progressing through it.
So I went into the tournament. I just wanted to get over with my matches as fast as possible to try to conserve energy for the finals, because I knew my finals was probably going to be my hardest match. So I was just trying to pin through as fast as possible.
Now, had the number 1 seed was Nicholas Walker from Cape and Lopin. Had you faced off with him before?
Yeah, two other times.
And how did that go? Those 2 other times?
I beat him the first time. I think it was like 6-3, and then the second time he beat me, I think it was 12-4.
So he's a sophomore. So may very well have to wrestle him again a couple times next year too, huh?
Yes, sir.
And that's fine. So what did you learn in the first 2 bouts with him that helped you, if at all, in the championship match?
Just try to slow down the match, because if I started to get the tempo up, then he would start to get his moves going. So I just slow down the match and control the match as best as possible.
All right. So besides your coach, who was or your coaching staff? Who was like the next person that you ran over to hug or high five or whatever after you won your state championship?
It's probably my dad.
He was in the stand somewhere,
Yeah,
in the front row, or did you have to like go all the way to the top?
he ran to me. It was
Okay.
like as soon as I got off the mat.
And so wrestling season technically is over here as far as the scholastic season is concerned with the Delaware Interscholastic Athletic Association, but you're probably still wrestling a little bit now, right?
Yeah, I'm doing summer nationals.
And where is that?
It's in Virginia Beach.
Okay. And will you stay about the same weight, or how's that
Yes,
going to
sir.
look for you?
The
Yeah.
same weight.
Okay. How tall are you?
I'm 5'7".
Okay. That's a tough weight class there. Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt. We'll come back to you. Let's meet our next state champion. There, introduce yourself there, young lady. How old are you? What grade are you in?
I am 17 and I'm a senior.
And what's your name?
Logan Flood.
Logan, you have that same serious look on your face that you do in your championship picture, which I'm staring at here when you were on top of the podium. Got that same look. So uh, you're scaring me a little bit. Like you might be a little mean. Are you mean?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, there's a smile. All right, good. You're freaking me out there a little bit. So what got you into wrestling, Logan?
My brother wrestled for Tech when he was in high school, and my dad wrestled when he was in high school.
Ah.
So I kind of grew up in it.
And when did you start competing in wrestling, though?
Um, Sixth grade in middle school is when I actually started getting into it.
Oh, wow. Who do you think you learned more from, your dad or your brother?
Probably my dad.
Okay. Yeah, just because he'd been around longer, but maybe your brother maybe there were some new moves or something that are popular that maybe you would have picked up or something like that. Do you participate in any other sports, Logan?
No.
No, you can wrestle year round.
Yeah.
Awesome, and congratulations. So talk about your process of landing yourself an opportunity to wrestle in college.
Well, wrestling in college didn't really catch my eye until last year was when I started looking around and seeing that like other women actually do it like professionally and things like that. So college is just the next level to go on to. So I thought that it was a good idea, especially finding a college that I loved as well that has wrestling. It was just good to me.
So you mentioned professional wrestling. There's two different kinds, really. Of course, there's the cinematic version, like the entertainment version, WWE kind of thing. But there's also like MMA. I think those are your two main opportunities. Which one are you talking about, or both?
Just anything that ladies like to go into after college if they want to continue to do it. I think it's just great that women's wrestling is growing in many different ways.
So is MMA an option for you?
No.
Okay. Because I think that's where the money is. I don't know that there's any, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, like this type of wrestling at the professional level, though. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody help me out there? Okay. All right. All right. Well, hey. You could take center ring in Madison Square Garden and jump off the top rope and suplex somebody. That would be kind of cool, I think. Would you think that would be cool?
For other people.
Okay. I just know what kind. You said professional opportunities. Those are the two that I'm thinking of there. All right. So talk about your state tournament there. And congratulations. I know that you pinned your way yourself. You had a pin in the championship match. Talk about the championship match there.
That match, I have wrestled that specific person several times before. Even last year, we've come across each other at other female tournaments, so I knew what to expect, and I was working and thinking about my next move and just how I can take her down and finish the match strong.
And how had you fared against her in the past?
I have beaten her every time in the past, but we have had really good, really close matches before. But that specific match this year was just kind of went right through it.
Did you beat any dudes this year?
Yes.
Nice. What was your record against dudes? Do you know?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Roughly?
I just kept track of her girl stuff. I mean, mostly, she was 19-3 as a girl versus girls. She won more than she lost against the guys.
Nice. Awesome. Good for you. Nice to meet you. Let's slide over a little bit now and introduce yourself there, young champion.
Hi, I'm MacKenzie Adams. I'm 17. I'm a junior.
A junior. And I'm going to take a guess that your weight class is 160 based on
160?
your jacket that says 160 on this.
Oh, no, this actually isn't mine, but I'm 145. That's my weight class.
Okay, so you're Dustin's weight class then.
Yeah.
So do you two square off? Did you two square off a lot in practice?
No, we don't wrestle each other.
Oh, really? Interesting.
No, I wrestle with Lily next to me and sometimes Logan.
Okay.
Logan, Dustin at practice.
What was that?
Logan wrestles with Dustin.
Okay. Oh, really? Okay. I'll have to come back to that because I want to see how that goes too. So talk about your season, MacKenzie.
Well, this is my first year wrestling, so I kind of started off not really knowing what I was doing. But I wish I would have known like what I know now when I first started off, because I feel like it would have been a lot better for me. But Layfield and all the coaches are really good, so I've definitely made a lot of progress.
So what sparked your decision to join the wrestling team?
I was introduced to it by friends. I didn't really know a lot about wrestling before. It was kind of an impulsive decision to join.
And I take it you don't regret the decision.
No.
What'd you do with your state championship medal? Where is it right now?
Out in my room hanging up.
Hanging up. Yeah, nice. And talk about your championship win. That one, and your final match of the girls' state tournament. Talk about that.
Okay, it was kind of a quick match. I think the girl was like a little bit younger than me. I seen her at another tournament, but Layfield told me to be aggressive when I went into it, so that's just what I did, and I pinned her.
Yeah, congratulations. That's very awesome. And what's your best wrestling move?
My best wrestling move? Well, when I first started off, I was kind of doing a lot of shots, so I tried like a fireman's carry. That's what I stuck with for a while. But then like toward the end, I was introduced to like more throwing and like staying on your feet. So I would say either fireman's carry or like a mixer.
Okay, I know what a fireman's carry is. What's a mixer? Can you describe that somehow?
It's like one over, one under, and a half you like throw 'em.
Nice. Like,
Oh, sorry. That wasn't a good description.
no, it was good. It was good. Yeah, I can picture it. I'm just picturing you throwing somebody. Yeah, that's fantastic. Do you participate in any other sports?
No, I used to do track in middle school. I did volleyball for a little bit, but not currently, no.
Okay, and are you still wrestling now? Is there something that where you can go compete? Like Dustin's going to? I know, sorry, not to cut you off there. I know, like Dustin's working his way to nationals in Virginia Beach. Are there other opportunities for you that you're training for right now?
Well, we have a match on Thursday. It's like tomorrow.
Oh.
And for the rest, like the summer, there's like club wrestling you can join. Like I'm pretty sure Dover has one, Milford has a team. So I'll probably look into that.
What's the match tomorrow?
It's like an exhibition match for the girls.
Delaware Girls All-Stars
Yeah.
versus the Southeast PA.
Oh, awesome.
At 7 and the girls wrestle at 5.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Where's that?
It's up at Delaware Military Academy. It's a senior all-star classic for guys at 7, and then all the girls, all the state champions from Delaware are wrestling the all-star team from Southeast Pennsylvania. Logan's done it the last couple years. But last year it was canceled. The year before we wrestled up in St. Mark's. But yeah, it's just another opportunity in Logan's last high school match. So yeah, it's pretty good thing. They're really pushing it.
Awesome.
The girls wrestling. So that's where all 3 of our girls will be going tomorrow night. DMA at 5.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. We just wish you all luck with that in advance. All right, MacKenzie, nice to talk to you.
Good to see you too.
And we'll slide over here to Lily. Hey, Lily, introduce yourself formally.
My name's Lillian Nguyen. I'm 14, and yeah,
And you're a freshman, correct?
I'm a freshman.
Yeah, state champion as a freshman. How long have you been wrestling, Lily?
This is my first year wrestling.
Oh, wow. That's the way to start, isn't it?
Yeah. The reason I went into wrestling is in middle school I wasn't really allowed to do sports, and I wanted to do wrestling in middle school. But now that I'm in high school, my father allowed me to do sports, so I started wrestling.
Okay. Well, how did he take that decision that was the sport you chose?
At first, he tried to talk me out of it. He was like, "You're a girl, you shouldn't be doing wrestling." And then I kind of just did it. And he really had no say. So, and then he started to support me.
All right. Well, that's good. He made the right decision by supporting you in the end, right? Because look at you now. You're a winner. And what weight class?
My dad uses that joke too.
What's that?
My dad also uses that joke because it's
Uh,
my last name.
oh, I wasn't planning. Oh, I totally didn't. I totally didn't. I totally missed that. I totally missed I totally missed that. That's funny. All right, let's let's we're off the rails now. Let's pull it back in there, Lily, and talk about your championship tournament. Uh,
It was nice. The first match that I had, because I only had two matches, I had to wrestle this girl from Apo, and I had already wrestled her two previous times, and I had won both previous times. She was really good, and I was honestly nervous to wrestle her again, just in case that like I really didn't know what to do, but I won.
nice.
And then I met the other girl before I wrestled her, and she was a year younger than me. She was actually in middle school.
And then what was the outcome there? I mean, we know you won, but how
It
did
was
it
a
go?
really good match, but yeah.
It was a pin. Well, I'll say it for you.
I
Yeah.
pinned her,
Yeah.
but I honestly thought I was gonna lose at one point because it was kind of like a scramble, but I
Okay.
ended up
How were
winning.
you like when you say scramble? You're both kind of scoring points and all, but finally
Yeah, I ended
you
up
caught her.
getting
Awesome.
and running a half. I think it was.
So is that your signature move? The
Yeah,
half
I
Nelson?
mainly run a half.
Yeah.
That's just
If you can't get that, like if you're concentrating on that though, what other kind of moves are you looking for?
typically they shoot and then like I have a okay sprawl, so I sprawl and then like I kind of I kind of from there I would score points and then I don't know how to explain me wrestling. It just when it comes to my head, it comes to my head and then I do the move.
So it's coming to you kind of naturally already. Yeah, good for you. Good for you. That's fantastic. All right, let's slide back out because I want to ask. Let's see, Coach. A little anecdote about each of these champions. Something interesting, funny, anything like that. Talk about them a little bit.
Something funny. Something funny. We'll start with Lily. Lily. Lily's strategy every match was to make friends with all of her opponents. She would go. She would seek them out and talk to them. It was really strange. I mean, most guys don't seek out their opponents to
Right.
talk to them, and but Lily would seek them out and befriend them, and she still is friends with them. But it was different. MacKenzie was she's a natural learner. She really picked up wrestling when she did it. I mean, she had really good hips. I mean, she could row, and so she got into the throwing part of it. Um, and Logan's been around for 8 years. Her brother wrestled for us, and she was our little manager. And she started in middle school, so she's been around a long time. I'm really proud of her. Going to college next year to it's freestyle when they go to college, so it's no longer scholastic. And when we get done Easter break, and after Dustin gets done high school nationals, we go into freestyle for a couple months. So Logan and the girls, they can do freestyle, and the rest of the guys can do freestyle. We have different tournaments in Delaware for freestyle and Greco. And Dustin's just a hard worker. I mean, I've had a few kids in here, Wendell Cannon and Alex Thomas and Shane Marvel, and those kids were just workout freaks. I mean, in the wrestling room, they could just go nonstop. And it's the same with Dustin. He just gets in the room and he can go nonstop. Him and Logan roll around together. I mean, at times you just got to roll around, and Logan and Dustin could get in practice and just roll because Logan was, she was a natural athlete for wrestling as well. She used to play field hockey and softball. She didn't tell you that, but she was a three-sport athlete at one point. But they're all hardworking kids. The whole team is a hardworking group of kids. They finished 9-8, made it to the state dual tournament, and we had 39 kids on the team, and there was no one kid that was more important than the other kid. So they really worked hard the entire season.
I have great respect for wrestlers and long distance runners. Those are the two athletes that have us who end up being successful at what they do, have a mental toughness that is very difficult to match. And I know that as somebody who hires people over my years, if everything was equal between two applications, if I found out that somebody was a wrestler or like a long distance runner, I knew that was the person to choose because the dedication that they need to have to succeed is just so different from any other sport. Does that sound reasonably true to you, Coach?
Definitely, wrestling is the toughest sport around. I mean, it's the oldest sport known, and it's mental. I mean, they have to sacrifice Thanksgiving break, they have to sacrifice Christmas break, just for the in season stuff, and then the off season stuff they can put some weight on. But like I said, Dustin took a week off and then right back into the room, getting prepared for high school nationals or getting prepared for Fargo, which is the big freestyle tournament over the summer. And then getting prepared for the following season. So Dustin's a one sport athlete, and Lily's actually a cross country runner, so she knows about the mental toughness, running cross country and wrestling.
Yeah. I sincerely, like, I'll joke sometimes with wrestlers because you have the professional wrestling thing and suplexes and pile drivers and stuff. I like to have that fun, but trust me, it's all in fun. I admire anybody in that sport, especially those who go on to succeed. So I'll get one more quick thing from all of the state championships there. Dustin, talk about your coach and how you think he's helped you. And think about it for a second. Girls, you can think about this too. Is there anything you think that he said to you or anybody else on the coaching staff that kind of sticks out with you as being very profound, like a life lesson of some sort that you kind of hold on to?
Just to stay focused. He just always tells me to stay focused and try not to get distracted.
All right. So explain briefly, Dustin, the difference between scholastic and freestyle wrestling.
This is going to take me off. Okay, so scholastic wrestling is basically, it's folk style. So there's no, like, locking your hands. There's controlled throws. So, like, if you pick them up, you got to put them down easily. Where in freestyle, you can put them down as hard as you want. You can roll them, and there's different points for both. There's different point systems for both. Okay,
all right, that's well stated. All right, Logan. So that question to you about your coach. How do you think he's helped you? What maybe something that he said to you that kind of sticks with you?
Honestly, I would probably just say to keep going because some practices can be very, very hard, and sometimes you just want to stop or you just want to take a break, but you just got to keep going.
You ever catch a Dustin in a wrestling room and pin him?
Not right.
No.
Dustin's laughing. He's like, no way, man. No way. I almost pinned myself to the championship. She's not pinning me. Would you? And you wouldn't let her pin you either, would you, Dustin?
No, I don't give her any easy.
Good. That's right. Is she as mean as she looks?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm just teasing you, Logan.
Just for intimidation to throw them off.
It's work. It's throwing me off. It works. All right, MacKenzie. Same question for you. So coaches are leaders, and since it's a mental sport, people have to kind of get in your head a little bit to help drive you through tough times, not only on the mat, but in life, right? Because this is one of those sports, like, you give 100%, and then that's not enough. So somebody has to be in your head to help you find that extra effort. beyond that 100% that you think you've just given? Can you think of anything that he has said that maybe sticks out in your head?
I would say all the coaches really say this, but they always tell you like it's your match, you control the match, like focus. That helps really because like you can get really wrapped up in like the fast pace of it, and you just need to like slow down and like really think about what you're gonna do.
All right. And Lily, how about you as a first-year wrestler there, the youngster of the squad? How do you think? What are the kind of things that they have been telling you that have helped you get psyched up for like a match or a practice?
Well, it's not like it doesn't help me get psyched up, but it helps me just whenever they tell me to keep my head up, regardless if it's like actually in a match or just like even when I'm sad. Yeah.
That's important. We all get down. You're talking about like when you get down, perhaps a little bit, right? They tell you to pick your head up, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. What's going on? Is there like a comedy show breaking out over there? I see you're starting to laugh again. All right. Fill in any blanks for me. Does anybody want to mention anybody else on the team? Anybody that's kind of helped them along the way, get you to where you are? Anything of that nature? Now's your time to fill in those blanks.
Probably my family. I have a lot of supporters. Like my mom and my dad didn't really know a lot about wrestling, but they try to show up as much as they can. Yeah, all the coaches.
All right.
All the other wrestlers too. Everybody's really supportive. I thought it'd be weird, like coming onto the team as a girl, like people would like stare at me weird or like make comments, but everybody was pretty like accepting and easy to work with.
And now they're definitely not going to make comments because not only are you a champion, but they know that you would throw them around.
Yeah, I beat them up.
That's right. Exactly. Yes, that's the answer I wanted to hear. No doubt. How about you, Coach? Any want to fill in any blanks there? Want to thank anybody? I know you got a big coaching staff there as well. You can.
Yeah, I mean, LJ Thomas is one of my assistants that's been with me for 20 years. I mean, he's a big. But we have a good staff. We all work with each other. We all compliment each other. We always have each other's backs. I mean, we always had coverage at practices. So I mean, I had multiple coaches. I mean, I don't want to miss them all, but LJ is my senior coach. He's the assistant. He's the technician that we have. But the whole team. Like I said, we had. It's a long stretch. It's over almost 3.5 months of wrestling. You start in November, December, January, February, March. We had yoga one day at practice to break up the monotony. We did all types of things just to break up the monotony of practice because it does get old doing the same thing every day. But we had a great group of kids at holiday practices. We had quality practices. We had alumni come back for practices. So I got into social media this year for the first time, so I was able to reach out to people. So yeah, we got a good group of kids.
All right, awesome. Well, it's been a pleasure to talk with you and to meet all your champions there. Logan, best of luck to you in college next year. We'll try to follow your progress. And then I'll try to make I announce when people make these commitments to colleges. I don't remember seeing yours, so I'll try to make sure that I get a picture of you and make that announcement there. So congratulations. And then Lily, MacKenzie, and Dustin, we'll see you next year.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for stopping by the show. Wave goodbye to our growing fan base here at Delaware Sports and My Sports Reports. I'm going to hit end meeting for all. Best of luck and have a wonderful day.
All right. Thank you, Matt.
All right. The Sussex Tech wrestling team and their 4 state champions, Dustin, Elliott, and it was Lily Nguyen and Logan Flood and MacKenzie Adams. All good kids. Yeah, that's fun. I like talking to wrestlers because they're all like tough and mean and stuff. Would you like to recommend somebody to have appear on the show here and have a conversation with me? Just reach out to me at mysportsreports@gmail.com. Please support the show simply by subscribing on whatever video platform you find these. Will always be free, but occasionally it does help when people subscribe and press play and actually watch the video sometime. So that's going to be it for me. That's it. I'm Marshal Manlove, and from the home studio, Middletown, Delaware, wish you farewell. I'm out.